Wait. All right. Three, two, one. Welcome back to another video here, Euphoric Sports. And now that the round of 16 is set, all the group stage matches have been played. I'm going to go through my predictions, my updated predictions now that we have it all set. Let's get started. First of all, I got 11 teams out of 16 right coming out of the groups. The 5 teams that I didn't have going through that surprised me was Australia for one. I thought Denmark was coming out. Then for the other one, I actually had Uruguay coming out instead of South Korea. And then I didn't think Spain were to go through. I thought they were going to come out, which for a moment was correct when Costa Rica scored, but I did not have Costa Rica. I actually had Germany and Japan going through, believe it or not. If you don't believe me, go check the other video. I had all my predictions, similar way and everything. And the final one, I believe that I had wrong. Let me see. Was I had 5 wrong, right? Yeah, I had the Poland. I did not have Poland going through. I had a Mexico instead. So those were the ones that I had wrong. Now I want to get started with my new round of 16, my little updated bracket. I previously had done it with the teams, last time with the groups and going out. And I had last time the final was going to be Portugal, England, but the way it's set up, I didn't get like the places correct, so that's not possible. If anything, they'll meet in the semifinals. So I decided to do another one with the round of 16 teams. So let's get started. Netherlands versus USA. The first game. This is gonna be tomorrow. I'm gonna go with an upset. I think the US go through. I think the Netherlands, they're not a bad team. Attacking wise, they rely a lot on the youngster Gakpo, who's being sought out by many other teams. And I just believe the US are going to take this to penalty kicks. And I believe that's where it's going to be decided. And I really have a strong feeling that the US are going to come out on top. But this is definitely going to at least extra time because I believe both of these teams really struggle to score goals. And the US is very good defensively. The Netherlands aren't as bad as well. They're very good. Two very good defensive teams. And I wouldn't be surprised if this goes 0-0 all the way to penalty kicks. And I just believe out of the two teams, the US would end up coming out. They're a lot younger. I believe they will end up surviving, 120 minutes. Well, with all the extra time, it'll probably end up being 150 minutes around that. And I just believe the US finally have some depth in it. I'm not saying the Netherlands don't, but the US very explosive team. And if they use Gio Reyna in this game, because I have no idea why he hasn't been playing. I don't know what he did to the manager, but if he plays, he can really be the difference maker. If this goes to overtime, and I could see him being the guy who just puts away a chance and is the game winner, and everybody's like, why haven't you played him? We might have been playing against, Senegal instead. But anyways, this leads us to Argentina, Australia, which is absolutely shocking to me how you can lose to Saudi Arabia the first game of the season, and now you're looking at Australia, the worst team out of the 16 left. Australia is there, the worst team. I'm telling you right now. And now Argentina, they haven't impressed me personally. From the team that everyone said had no flaws, the team that was destined to win, 36 game unbeaten streak, all this stuff that I was hearing, right? I'm not impressed at all. But Australia is a very weak team. It's the first time ever I've seen a team start off horribly like France, where they concede a goal in the same play. Their left back ends up having a horrific knee injury, and it's just all over the place. Everybody was like, damn, the World Cup curse lives on. And then France came back and won 4-1. So I just think Australia has absolutely no chance against Argentina. And it's going to be it's minimum 2, 3, 4 goal difference win from Argentina. And this is going to get the hype back up on Argentina. It's died down since the Saudi Arabia loss, but now it's going to be at an all-time high after they win 4-0 against Australia. So that would lead Argentina to play against the US. And as much as I'd love to say the US would win that game, they would not. Definitely wouldn't. Argentina win that game Would it go down to the wire? I don't think so. I think Argentina would probably score in the second half and just hold on. It would be a 1-0 kind of thing. And I just think if the US fall behind, they're not very good at coming back. The US has yet to find, themselves losing 1-0 in the World Cup and coming back and drawing it. So I believe Argentina would score first and the US would struggle to respond, and it would be a 1-0 win. And Argentina, we'd see them in the biggest cakewalk semifinal, not playing a single European or South American team. They would end up playing Australia and USA to get to the semifinal. That would be absolutely nuts. And I know it's gonna happen. It's horrible for me, of course, in my what I want to happen. But this leads to Japan, Croatia. This could go either way. This really could go either way, but I just think Croatia's experience would end up leading this team towards the quarterfinals. Japan could easily win this game, and I wouldn't be surprised. Defensively, they look sharp as a unit. This team is amazing. They might not have a Heung-min Son, a Ronaldo, a Messi, a Neymar, or anybody that's that guy of that team, But Japan as a unit is fantastic. They outclassed the likes of, Germany and Spain, but fell short to Costa Rica. They've beaten the big teams. They have beaten the big teams, and they're more than capable of beating Croatia. But I just think Croatia has a ton of experience, just came off a final run to the World Cup 4 years ago. So they definitely have a lot of the players from that team, and I believe they would get through Japan. And this would be a very tough match, but Croatia would get through. Now, I know it doesn't say Brazil, but it is Brazil versus South Korea. Now, the winner of that would be Brazil, obviously. South Korea, they went above expectations. Everybody had them last in their group, including myself. I had that group being Portugal, Uruguay, Ghana, Korea. Korea shocked everyone and beat Portugal. Before the game, I was like, yeah, we'll see who gets through between Uruguay and Ghana. Winner, it'll be out of those two teams, and Korea just wow, they went through. But they are playing Brazil. I think Brazil, Neymar won't even have to play, and they'll probably win the game. And we'll be seeing Brazil versus Croatia in the quarterfinals. Now, this game, I believe, can get a little embarrassing right here. I think Croatia does not have the facilities to play against Brazil. If these two teams would play, Brazil would. It's like one of those teams that you're a good team, but certain type of players that Brazil have, I don't believe Croatia can defend well. They have a lot of speedster guys, creative guys, and I think Croatia plays better against teams like maybe a Poland that just like dumps it in, crosses it, like a Portugal where they're looking for their number 9. And Brazil doesn't do that as much. They do have Richarlison, who he is the number 9, and they could look for him in crosses, and they have that option, but it's not their first instinct. Their first instinct is to get through you, and I believe that just isn't something that Croatia can play well against. So Brazil would get through comfortably, maybe like 3-1, 2-0, something like that. And we would see Brazil, Argentina in this semifinal. Now, I'm just going to take it down over here, get the other semifinal going. Portugal is playing against Switzerland. It's already done and dusted. Literally, the game's just ended. I think if Serbia would have been here, Portugal lose. If Serbia plays really well against Portugal, Portugal struggled immensely in the World Cup qualifiers against Serbia, and I think Serbia would have not easily, but they would have won that game. Portugal just does not match good against Serbia, and Portugal would have been out of the round of 16, but thankfully for the Portuguese people, Portugal will get through against Switzerland. I believe it will be something like 2-1. It won't be comfortable at all for Portugal, but they do have a really nice squad. And I'm going to say this right now, Ronaldo will be the difference, because Ronaldo on his day, if he comes to play, he can be the guy who scored both goals and saves Portugal, or if he doesn't stay on side. It's just the offside thing is really killing Ronaldo. That's really the only thing I can say about Ronaldo. If he can stay on side, then this could get very interesting for him and his goal scoring tally. But that's all the criticism I really have for him so far. Morocco versus Spain. This is interesting. because Morocco's playing out of their minds. They just got out of a group and they topped the group against really good teams. And then you got Spain, who just lost to Japan, tied to Germany, but destroyed Costa Rica. And I'm gonna go very bold here, and I'm gonna say Morocco would actually beat Spain. Yeah, I'm gonna say that right now. I've been saying this since the very first moment before any ball was kicked that Spain was gonna get grouped. Spain's overrated. Luis Enrique's Barca bias will be the downfall of this team. And I just don't think Spain will end up getting through against Morocco. You never know. We might see a Alvaro Morata masterclass, which I believe will probably start because he has been a very nice, he's had a decent World Cup, but Morocco has played phenomenally. They top a group where nobody thought they were gonna, top against, Croatia, Belgium, Croatia, Belgium, and the other team was Canada, which Canada was very surprising. I thought they were going to beat the Morocco. They're going to switch sides, but no, Morocco has shown they have decent players. They got the likes of Hakimi, El Nasri. I might have butchered his name, but they have some decent players and they played very well. And I think, Portugal, Morocco would end up being this quarterfinal spot. Then we've got France versus Poland. Now, I think they walk through them. Something that France does play well against is teams that like to dump the ball into the cross, something that Poland's going to really play at, try to feed Lewandowski, but they have a ton of center back, It's a ton of center backs. They got like Saliba, Varane, Konate, the list goes on and on. They got a ton of great center backs that could defend against Lewandowski. So France will win that comfortably. I think maybe like 2-0, something like that. It won't be like super close. I'd be absolutely shocked if Poland won this game. I truly would be. Now that would leave France, England, Senegal. There's no Sadio Mane. England will get through. This one, I think, could go far again into the extra time. I think England is very good at complicating themselves, and that could easily happen right here. So either way, I got England going through to the quarterfinals. Now, we got Portugal, Morocco. I think Portugal get through. This isn't a very tough run either. I just criticized Argentina for having a really bad run, but Portugal, I think it's a little harder run. Switzerland is a better team than Australia. Morocco is a better team than the US. Portugal get through to the semifinals. Will it be comfortable against Morocco? I think that one would be if Portugal played Morocco and we would see Portugal in the semifinal, no doubt about it. If Spain gets in instead of Portugal, I still think Portugal gets through, but Spain does know how to play against Portugal, a little better because they see them a lot more. They literally just beat them in one of the last games before the World Cup, where Morata scored. So you never know on that one. I think Spain would fancy their chances a lot more than Morocco if they get through. But this leads us to who would meet Portugal in the semifinal between France and England. And personally, I really want to say England because I think England is the better team because France has so many injuries. But Luke Shaw is going to be starting. And I believe they're going to throw Mbappe at Luke Shaw. And Luke Shaw will get humiliated in front of billions if he's up against Mbappe in the World Cup quarterfinal. But Gareth Southgate wants to die on his sword. He wants to hope the Maguire Luke Shaw combo, and it's going to be against Mbappe. That is going to be the downfall of England. I've been saying for the longest this France team isn't it, and I could definitely see them coming out of the round of 16 or the quarterfinals. And I just said, I know, oh, you'd be shocked if Poland lost to France, but it's because they have Mbappe, man. Mbappe's the difference maker right now. And the same thing goes here. As much as I want to say England, that I believe England's a better team than France, but Mbappe against Luke Shaw Maguire, forget about it. If they put Kyle Walker on Mbappe, I might give it to England, but it's not gonna happen. Luke Shaw is gonna be playing left back, and they're gonna be looking at Mbappe and being take the right wing. He's gonna be playing there. I know we've seen him a little bit more on the left wing for France, but he's gonna be playing right wherever Luke Shaw is if he's starting, and Maguire. It's gonna be absolutely filthy, and I believe that one would probably end up being something like 4-2. France would comfortably just giving it to Mbappe, killing Luke Shaw and Maguire. And you can add me after. If England ends up beating France, I wouldn't be mad, but If Luke Shaw puts in a shift, he proved me wrong, and I'll give him the respect he deserves if he really does that. But anyways, that leads into my prediction: France, Portugal, Spain, Argentina. Brazil, Argentina in the semifinals. Now, I'm just gonna say it. I think Portugal will get through. I've been saying how fraudulent France is, but their opponents will allow them to get through further. They end up losing in the semis. Then they will see Brazil. Portugal versus Brazil would be the final. It's gonna be the Portuguese World Cup final. And I'm gonna have to say it, Portugal win the World Cup. This is a really nice team when everybody's playing. And I am just not gonna doubt Cristiano Ronaldo. And if I had to put my money on anyone, $1 million, if I get the winner of the World Cup right and I lose nothing, but I get $1 billion, let's say $1 billion. If they said, you predict the World Cup winner, we'll give you $1 billion, no fees included, I put it on Portugal. I really would. They have an experienced number 9. They've got wingers to, they got so many wingers to just play out there. You're going to be seeing, and then midfielders as well. Ruben Neves has really came along, which I really love what I've seen from him. He's commanded the game. He's controlled the game. He's been an excellent facilitator. They have Vitinha on the bench, who just played a really good game against Korea. I know they lost, but he played amazing. And they've got a ton of options, like a ton. I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing the lineup. I think the fullbacks are going to be Diego Dalot and Joao Cancelo. Center backs, probably Pepe and Ruben Diaz. Goalkeeper is going to be the same one as always from Porto. And then the Ruben Neves is not leaving that center defensive mid role. He's definitely won a spot. Probably the mixture. I don't know exactly how they'll place him, but it'll definitely be Bernardo Silva and Bruno Fernandes are going to be in the lineup with Joao Felix, Ronaldo, possibly Rafael Leao. I would be kind of shocked if they went Leao, Felix, Ronaldo, and Bruno and Bernardo Silva in front of Ruben Neves. But I think he's going to just put a different midfielder there. Maybe Vitinha's won a spot. You never know. But I'm going to go Portugal. And yeah, leave a comment down below where you disagree with me or where you agree. Maybe we have the same prediction, maybe we don't, but I want to know what you guys have to say. But anyways, leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this. And thank you guys for watching.